Hey, what's going on, everybody? I got my guys DJ Gonzo here with me, and I got Lance. So we're gonna talk about the NBA Finals. So keep that little introduction short. But I want to start off with Gonzo because I know everybody's waiting to hear his thoughts on the Oklahoma City Thunder collapsing in the West Finals. It's yours, Gonzo. Take it.
My thought on the collapse for OKC, I don't. It's a collapse, but you do have to look at it. They lost to 73-9 champs. I mean, they lost to the champs. So it's, it looks bad, but I mean, what do you expect from the champs? I mean, you always expect the champs to regroup, and you never underestimate. Like the Czar said, you never underestimate the heart of a champion. They've been there, they've won, they know what it's like. They know what it's like to win. They know what it's like to battle. So in that case, I can excuse a little bit of that. And let's be honest, they're not far from being a championship team. I think they're just a point guard short. Honestly, I like the pieces that they have to make another run next year. Uh, get another point guard like Stephen A. said, like Mike Conley,
Yes.
maybe a Jeff T. You know, to kind of run the show. I would even take somebody like Schroeder from Atlanta. I would take a guy like him, somebody who can run a point, just point guard, make the decisions, especially late in games. Because Westbrook is obviously not capable of that. But I've been hearing rumors that, and you guys might have seen on the internet too, that Kevin Durant's agent has been talking with the Boston Celtics about Kevin Durant coming to Boston. If I was Kevin Durant, if you really want a chance at getting to the finals again, I would recommend you go east because you have a much easier road. Uh, Boston Celtics have enough to get the pieces that you might need to go along with you to help you make it to the finals. The East is very easy. They'll easily be the one. If they get Kevin Durant on Boston, they'll easily be the number one or two seed in the East. The only team that you really have to worry about is Cleveland. And at this point, if Cleveland doesn't win this year, I don't think Cleveland will be a factor anymore anyway. So they can easily blow to the Eastern Conference. But to stay in the West is still going to be a challenge as long as San Antonio is there, as long as the Warriors are there, uh, even as long as the Clippers are there. Chris
And
Paul,
the up and coming Timberwolves.
and the up and coming Timberwolves, like the West just keeps getting better. So
Hmm.
at this point, and I think that's one reason why LeBron will probably never go West because it's easy for him to make it to the East Finals in the East.
He can punch his
No
ticket every
challenge.
year. No, no, I can't think of the last time he's had a real challenge. Yeah, everybody that looked like they were going to be challengers were weak,
Yeah,
choked.
terrible.
The
Indiana,
the Pacers, man,
they blew
they were
it.
the last ones to challenge, but they
Yeah,
challenged them
with
though. Either way,
with the great Roy Hibbert.
hey, Lance, that was the last time we saw Lance Stevenson as an actual NBA player that was worth something.
Was that the year he was blowing in people's ear?
Yeah,
Man,
hey, did they take him seven?
I think they did take him to
Was it
It
7?
took
I thought it
it
was
took
6.
it took Chris Bosh coming back, right? Chris
That's
Bosh had
right.
to come back from
I don't know
injury.
why.
was.
I don't know why I thought it was 6.
I think it was
I
7 games. The seventh game was in Miami.
Yeah, Chris Bosh had to come back for that series. He actually played pretty good.
okay. That's right. That's right. That yeah.
I
Okay.
forgot what his injury
Miami was the
was.
one seed that year. Then shoot,
Probably undisputed.
I didn't even remember him getting hurt.
Yeah, I don't remember what the injury was, but I do remember them making a big deal about him coming back, and he was one of the main reasons they won that series.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Hey, Lance. Let's get your take on what happened with Oklahoma City.
All right, well, I'm gonna get this out of the way. The Choklahoma City Blunders, they messed that up.
Damn.
I mean,
Damn.
they're so bad that they were up by 15, and I wasn't even worried about the Warriors. I was like, they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be just fine. Because you know what? Westbrook was taking some crazy threes, and they got his jumper down to a tee to where they knew when he was gonna come up, and Clay would just strip him. Like as soon as he's about to come up for the three, they already knew how his shot was. They calculated. They stripped him about 2 or 3 times. Him doing the top of the key, trying to shoot a three. They stripped him just like that. Durant not getting the ball where he wanted it. Like I was telling Gonzo, I was watching the basketball breakdown video. and they were showing it. They were trying to run similar sets like 3 times down the court, back to back to back, and he just could not get it where he wanted it, either via him not fighting through screens or Westbrook just not being in the right angles to even getting him the ball. You know, Klay Thompson played hell of defense. I mean, we're not even going to talk about Curry. We know what Curry does. But then Iggy, insert him in the starting lineup. Boom. People want to talk about desperation. Well, yeah, duh. That's what you do when you're desperate. You change things up sometimes. But it's not like that's a crazy move. I mean, he's probably going to be starting the whole series to guard LeBron. So I don't see how it's that crazy of a move to do.
Oh yeah.
That was the smartest but yet easiest adjustment you can make. But yeah, it was choke, man. And I'm just gonna say right now, if that was LeBron that did that, it wouldn't even be funny. They'd be making memes of LeBron's kids. I mean, so I don't know. I know Durant is used to be humble. He ain't so humble no more. He's always crying and complaining to the media. But if that was LeBron James that lost that series in that fashion to the Warriors or whoever, he would be getting 10 times worse than what Durant's getting.
Right. And this is a good segue into this one last topic before we get to the finals. Does Kevin Durant, is it fair that he's getting all these free passes from the media consistently? I mean, if you go back, he came up short in the finals in 2012. 2 years ago in the conference finals, game on the line, he dribbles it off of his foot. 3-1 lead this year, they blow it. So does he deserve a pass?
No. What is he, 28 years old? I mean, he's 28. I'm not saying that he should have won a ring already, but you're up 3-1 on the champs. They had plenty of opportunities, and they got way too comfortable. And like I said, having Westbrook, people like that shooting threes when they don't need to. I mean, they didn't know how to pace the game. Westbrook would explode to the rim for a layup, and he was so explosive. He just hit the back of the rim and it would go out. They didn't time the game right to me, man. And that's why when they were up by 15 or 13, I was like, that's nothing. They're going to come back. It's just annoying to watch, man. I was never in fear. I was like, Golden State's going to win. I mean, this is the Warriors. The Thunder we've been watching all year. Yeah, they've looked different at times, but this is who they were this year. Messing games up late. I know people hate the narrative, but I mean that's what we have stats to prove it. They're up by a certain amount in the fourth quarter, and they lose it. Change the narrative.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Gonzo, does he deserve a pass?
Absolutely deserves a pass. First of all, we got to look at it perspective. LeBron came in as the chosen one, expected to get the rings, he was expected to get the MVP trophy. When Kevin Durant came out, he couldn't even bench press 130 pounds. So nobody really expected him to even be this great scorer. They expected him to be good, but he superseded what they even expected from him. So he's a one-time MVP. First of all, he's on a team that all these players are drafted to his team. So he's trying to win with a team that they pretty much manufactured from jump. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we added a whole bunch of superstars to our team. LeBron gets a lot of criticism because he recruits he's fucking Nick Fury recruiting the Avengers. He has had all the best players, all the best shooters, and all these things here. But it's also the things around LeBron. He pouts, he gets coaches fired. It's those things that make us look at him and say, well, you're supposed to win because you get all the help. Get one coach fired, you get another. We expect you to win now. What's your excuse now? Durant really hasn't made any real excuses. So somebody who doesn't make a lot of excuses or doesn't beg for a ton of help, it's like, okay, he's trying his best to do the best he can with what he has. So I can give him a pass. It's kind of like if you got two guys, right? And you got one guy that says, I'm going to win the championship. And everybody thinks he's the great player. He has the physique for basketball or football, whatever. And they think they put this mantle on him to be the greatest. And he keeps falling short. And people say, well, thought you could do it. I thought you had the skills to carry us to the top. But if you take another guy over here on the right who nobody ever really expected to actually win a championship or even to win an MVP, they just wanted him to be good. And
But
he makes it far in the playoffs. He makes it to a finals. It's like, but nobody ever really had expectations for him to, and nobody ever really paid the way for him to be that great anyway. Because let's be honest, the league has catered a lot to LeBron. And I'm not hating on him, because he's a great player. I don't think that wrong. Absolutely a great player. First ballot Hall of Famer, 2-time champion. But the point I'm trying to make is that they've changed the rules. They've changed the rules for LeBron a lot. Let's be honest. Let's just look at LeBron's game right now. He doesn't have a really great handle with the ball. But how does he get to the basket all the time?
he's strong as a horse.
No, it's not always muscle. If you look at his dribble, he's usually pushing off a lot.
Yeah.
Any average player, that's an offensive foul. If it's a regular guy on the bench, it's going to be an offensive foul. For him, it's not. It's called making his way to the basket, using his strength, size, and athleticism. That's the slogan that they put on him.
Mastering the art of separation.
Yes, they give him all these
That's right.
but it's like they're not calling the call like
The crab dribble.
the crab dribble. He has so many excuses on the reason why he gets there. But let's be honest. A player like Allen Iverson, who had a nice crossover and got Michael Jordan with it, what did they do? They took that crossover.
Because it was a borderline carry.
I mean, everybody travels now, but
It was
nobody's
like hot
calling
sauce out there.
it. But I'm saying everybody's traveling now. Nobody's calling that at all.
I know. Nah, Westbrook traveled in broad daylight, and they didn't want to call that one.
Yeah, but that's the point I'm trying to make. It's like
Everybody travels.
It's like
Yeah,
they allow certain players to get away with certain things because they want certain players to carry the lead. Somebody like Allen Iverson, and don't get me wrong, I totally understand it. Allen Iverson was kind of a street.
You can't have him representing your league, bro.
But I mean, like even with they changed the clothing, they changed the dressing for the NBA and said, look, you got to wear more suits and stuff. No
You
more
should.
buttons, no more. But what's up with Westbrook with the clothes he's wearing?
I agree. I agree.
And James Harden.
I agree. I'd rather you just show up in a white polo shirt and jeans if you're gonna do that.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, even with the whole suit thing, like I understand professionalism, but it's not like you're walking into an office building. You're walking to go play a fucking game.
But you're representing for $1 billion corporations. You should be dressed up in some suits, man.
You're gonna trust me. They can come in there wearing anything. They're gonna sell regardless.
But what's this got to do with LeBron, though, man?
It's just the point. No, the point I'm trying to make is that they've made every provision for LeBron to be great. It's like
Durant's great too, though.
no, Durant's good.
He's an MVP. He's great.
He's a one-time MVP.
He's a top 5 MVP. He's a top 5 player in the NBA, top 3, and he's also got another player that's arguably top 5 to top 8.
Like
You
everybody
can't go to the finals with that.
LeBron's a great defensive player. Really? The only person I've ever seen LeBron shut down is Derrick Rose.
He's still better defensively than Durant is, because he wanted to make fun of Curry, and look what happened to his ass. They want to smirk about Curry's defense, but they can't even stay in front of Curry.
Hey, and LeBron won't be able to.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I don't understand how they laugh at Curry's defense. Does anybody actually watch the game? He slides his feet.
Yeah.
He's got quick, active hands. He gives an effort. He plays the passing lanes. Like, what about that is not good defense?
Yeah.
Nobody can keep Russell Westbrook in front of them.
Hey, you're not going to shut him down. You just got to contain him. And Westbrook, he misses his man all the time. He gets lost in translation and don't know the switches.
I think would both of y'all agree? Y'all would take Curry's defense over Westbrook, right?
Curry's, yes, because Westbrook's defense is some freakishly rebounds, and every now and then he may get a block and steal that he really gambles on. Other than that, he misses his lineups, his matchups a lot, and his help defense.
His rotation.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you see it. It's obvious as hell. I'm not even a mastermind.
At least he's not as James Harden though.
Well, we don't even bring that up because that's just piss poor. You're a pro player. Hell, the white Mamba probably plays better defense than James Harden.
Right, that's right. All right, now we can get into what everybody wants to talk about.
Right.
NBA Finals. Now let's do it this. Let's go this way. We'll do it this way. I'll start with you, Lance. We'll the Cavaliers. We're not going to give our predictions till the end, but
Right.
if for the Cavs, what do they have to do to win this series?
Well, they got to do a lot. But, I mean, we saw what LeBron can do by himself. Hell, even Dellavedova got 20 points last year in the finals. And Kyrie Irving looked really, really good the first game, unfortunately, went out. They're just going to have to somehow protect Love defensively because he's going to have a hell of a time trying to guard Green and them. I mean, because we saw how he's kind of struggling against other teams that are not even anywhere near the Warriors. So to me, it's weird, but I think he'll be the X factor. If he can at least be decent, and not look like a total mess on defense, I think they could take it. But I think that's the biggest thing is Kevin Love is the X factor. I mean, we could go on for days.
Gonzo, what do the Cavs got to do to win this?
Pray, obviously.
That's right.
That's
Damn. Yes.
I mean, I'm just being honest. I say pray is one, and I think Tristan Thompson, if push comes to shove and Golden State goes to where they have to hack him, he has to knock down those free throws like Steve Adams. That has to be one of those, and and that's the tricky part about them about Cleveland because they need Love to shoot, they need J.R. Smith to shoot, so they need Channing Frye to shoot. So they really need a lot of guys to do a lot of shooting, right? So who are the guys they're going to have on the floor grabbing offensive rebounds? Because one thing about Golden State is that they can go small ball, and if you go small too, they're a great offensive rebounding team. One thing that kept OKC in it is that their bigs were athletic, and they're way more athletic.
But you know, when OKC went small, that wasn't really small. You still have
Durant 7 feet.
They're 7 foot.
Yeah.
You got Durant 7 foot. So
Right.
that's not really small.
Right.
But the point I'm trying to make is that even the bigs when they use their big, well, Durant is a big, obviously, but
Yeah.
But he doesn't. But he's not big. Like
Not
he's
big
tall, but he's
body-wise.
not big.
He's tall though.
Yeah.
yeah. But just look at Adams and look at Cantor. Like they're tall, but they're way more athletic than Kevin Love.
Yes.
Like they can run the floor, you know. They just look more athletic. Like if you were just picking the pickup game and you're just looking at Kevin Love and Steve Adams, it's like I'm probably gonna go with Adams because he
Give
might
me
be able to run
Steven
the floor.
Adams.
So what if they threw out a Kevin Love, Channing Frye, like lineup right there? Or Love playing the 5 and Frye playing the 4.
Gosh.
That would be weird, right? I mean, because
Let
Love.
me ask you this: is in that lineup?
What's up?
Is Kyrie going to be at the point in that lineup?
Well, I mean,
Will he be in the game?
I know the defense would be horrible for that lineup.
That would be an awful defensive lineup.
But as far as like offensive rebounds, I just feel that I hate it when they have Love so far away from the basket because we know what he can do. You know, he can still get rebounds. But I know just defensively that lineup would be bad. But as far as like offensive rebounds and kicking it out and stuff like that, that would work well. But defensively, it probably wouldn't be able to. It'd probably just like be a 2-minute thing, if that. Like, you know, but not like for long durations of the game. Just something they can try out and see where.
You know what? They would have to put that lineup in because how Kerr typically rotates. There's that time in the game where Curry and Thompson are out.
Yeah.
That's when I would experiment with that lineup.
Right.
Because they like to do that, you know. And I think that's one thing that hurt Oklahoma City. Most of the time, at all times, either Westbrook or Durant were in the basketball game. That kind of bit them in the ass a little bit.
They had to do it, though.
You could clear. Nah, I mean, they have to. But, you know, in all honesty, who was their best playmaker in Game 7? It was Deion Waiters.
Yeah.
They
Hey,
got
he
to trust
looked
him
good.
more. Yes, he did. They need to trust him more. And you can give Durant and Westbrook a blow at the same time. Because you could tell Game 6 and 7, some of that bad decision making, especially with Westbrook in Game 7, that was fatigue. Some of
It
that.
could
You
be.
see
He
it.
was forcing
He
the
was clearly
threes.
tired.
Yeah.
And you know when you get tired, your decision making starts
Settle.
to go.
Settle.
Yeah. Exactly.
But
So
I think.
that's going to be real big.
But I think they should, like you said, they should flirt with that lineup, man. Because I just hate how they have. Because Love can shoot, but we know We know what he can do with the offensive rebounds. I don't know if he can do it obviously at the level he used to, but I just hate to see him away from the goal and be like a Bosch, because he's not a Bosch. He needs to be by the rim still. So and they're shooting, like, people want to talk about the Warriors, but the Cavs are shooting threes.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not like.
But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you want to get in a 3-point contest.
No, I don't think you do either. But I also don't think they should have Love just outside. I just think he'd be better inside.
No, if Draymond Green's guarding him, they're going to have to give it to Kevin Love down low and let him do his thing. Because Kevin Love does have a decent post game. He can score down low.
Yep.
But
So they're going to have to give him the ball, but he's a good defender. But I think Kevin Love's a good scorer down low. I think he can.
Yeah.
I think he can score on Draymond Green on the block.
And Channing Frye is on fire right now.
Channing Frye can shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
But what else?
That's literally all he can do. So.
Yeah.
But you got to look at.
And I don't know how he'll get back on defense in transition and stuff like that. They got to use him though. That's what they got him for.
Yep.
So you got to use him. It's going to be real interesting to see how they look defensively. I think the pick and roll defense is going to be huge, like we talked about in the pre-show. How Oklahoma City, when they ran the pick and rolls with the big guys, to try to get the big guys on Curry, Steven Adams, and Ibaka can move their feet defensively. Laterally, and they can kind of keep Curry in front a little bit, giving him a little bit of space. But the only one who might be able to do that on the Cavs is Tristan Thompson. You get Channing Frye and Kevin Love and those guys. He's gonna slice.
Kevin Love's knee might fall off, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah, we're gonna get And One Mixtape Volume 6 out there.
Did you see where he was by himself the other game and he tried to take a step forward and he just collapsed? I was like, oh my god.
I mean, look what Curry did to Roberson, who I gotta say,
he's a good defender.
I said this. It was during the Spurs series. I told OG. I said, man, I don't know if Roberson's defense is elite enough to justify his horrible offense. I was wrong.
Yeah, he can't hit corner three.
Roberson is an elite defender. Yeah. Roberson is an elite defender. I was wrong about that.
He's not good with post-ups, though, but on the perimeter he's good. But in the post-up he can kill them.
When Klay Thompson was trying to go one-on-one with him, he could not get by Roberson. And Klay Thompson can get by people. He's not bad. He's good.
And that's why, you saw him with those little slow starts. I believe he was on him for a couple of those possessions.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem, the big thing that, like, Roberson was huge, but in the games if you look at the games that the Thunder won, Roberson was big. He made his shots.
15 in game.
17. He had 17 points in Game 4.
There we go.
And then he disappeared. He did nothing. I did have like 10 rebounds the other day.
He had that airball corner. So then the next time he got the ball, he didn't shoot it.
Yeah.
And Kevin Durant told him to shoot it.
Exactly. And Cavs, they got guys who are going to shoot the ball. They're going to.
J.R. Smith's going to let it fly regardless.
Oh man. But I'm gonna ask this to Gonzo, and then we'll talk about the Warriors, about what they got to do. Is J.R. Smith is he gonna have another bad series like last year, or is he gonna be cashing these threes like he's been doing?
I mean, he might have a few good games, a few bad games. Like I said, my main thing is that Cleveland does not want to get in a 3-point shooting contest.
No.
Like, they get in a 3-point shooting contest with them, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that a lot of this comes down to bench depth too. I think that Golden State's bench is much better than Cleveland's bench. Like, I just don't see Mozgov coming off the bench doing anything. I don't see Richard Jefferson being really effective in the series. And I was listening to something you said earlier, Lance. Cleveland's a really good 3-point shooting team in this playoffs. Yes, because they played Detroit,
Atlanta, and Toronto.
Okay, I think Atlanta. I don't remember how good they were defensively.
Hey, you know what? Atlanta's actually pretty good defensively.
That's what I'm saying. They're team defense. Team defense are good.
That's why I think the Cavs got so many threes, though. They were giving up the three, and it burned them.
Golden State is a good 3-point shooting team against no matter who it is.
And you know what, though? And if you look at the stats in the regular season, Golden State was second in 3-point percentage defense and 6th in 3-pointers made. So they're pretty good at defending the three. So they're going to have to Cleveland's gonna have to, hit those contested threes. We know J.R. Smith's not worried about it. There's not a shot he doesn't like. He'll be right at home shooting those contested threes. But is Kyrie Irving going to be knocking down contested threes? Kevin Love, Channing Frye, he was wide open in those games. Is he going to be able to hit contested? That's what we're going to find out. It's going to be interesting. So let's go. This should be pretty easy for everybody. Lance, what do the Warriors got to do to win this?
All right, this is what I'm going to say, man. Green needs to slow the hell down. This man is – I was watching – man, he makes me so nervous recently. I know he can dribble up the court, but, man, he makes some silly passes. Also, he does those, like, one-on-three breaks where he's just, like, trying to lay it up, and he's just not – he makes it sometimes, but I don't know about him, man. Like, I think he is a good player. I just think he needs to slow down and realize who he has on his team, and he doesn't always need to make those all-star type plays. But also make sure that they get Curry and Thompson on the plane to the game, and they'll be fine. But but honestly, like, I know we're saying this and I'm joking, but I really think it's going to be a closer series. Like, I don't want to say nothing. I'm just saying it's going to be closer than the way they were talking about it. It's just what we've seen from the Warriors. How do you not choose? How do you choose against them? Just look what they did. Like, who does stuff like that? Like, the shots that Clay was hitting, like that 30-footer from the top of the key was like 30 feet out, like
contested
man on him. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's at this point I'm picking hairs because Green is still gonna play good. Because there was games where he wasn't playing all that great, honestly. Like, he had some, but
you're right. He was a little bit out of control.
Yeah, he was. I was just like, dude, slow it down. It makes me mad because he would throw to the corner and there's no one there.
You know what's crazy? Everyone kept thinking that Draymond Green was in Steven Adams' head. I think it was just the opposite. Steven Adams was in Draymond Green's head.
You know why? Because Steven Adams didn't get bothered. And it's pissing Green off. And that's what I loved about Steven Adams. He did not get bothered.
How can he get bothered? He's probably the strongest dude in the NBA.
But a man kicks you in the groin and then tries to backwards DDT you.
Hey, you saw him posterize Draymond Green, though.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I love that.
Oh, my God.
Hey, and I'm serious. You're playing, like you said, Gonzo, they're playing against LeBron now. So if he does one of those flagrant things again, they might end up finally getting him for it.
If he gets a flagrant, he's suspended no matter
for
what.
a game. So
and like 2 more techs.
I really think he's going to get either kicked out or he's going to get that suspension because he's flirting with it a lot. He's daring Silver. Adam Silver, honestly, he ain't got no balls, man. Adam Silver has no balls.
They said they were going to review. When they got tangled up in Game 7, he kind of body slammed Adams to the floor.
Yep.
They said the NBA was going to look at that. I'm assuming nothing came of it.
Adam Silver ain't going to do nothing, man. And I like Adam Silver, but some of the stuff that he does is just like people are like making it seem like he's such a great commissioner. But what has he really done besides the obvious kicking Sterling out, which was not hard to do as far as like moral standards? Like, it probably was harder to do like courtroom stuff. But I mean, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but I'm just saying, like, Green is one flagrant away from getting suspended, and I honestly think he might get it because he thinks he's untouchable at this point.
In all honesty, if you watch, they showed some highlights of him in the Rockets series, and then you even saw he does. Yeah, that's what he does. I don't know. Like, at first, I did think he did it on purpose, and I'm like, man, I'm watching this. It's like, is this dude trying to either just kick people in the nuts all the time, or?
But it's not natural. What is natural about that? It's so weird looking.
I think, and I'm gonna go to Gonzo on this in a second because I think he'll have something to say. These guys are just acting all the time. I mean, look at Westbrook. Every time he shoots a contested three, he did the same thing on his three. Yeah,
he did the same thing.
Let me go to you, Gonzo. Are these dudes just acting way too much?
Honestly, like I said, this is why the NBA has become. We think we're deceived because we think this is good basketball. The stuff they do now is all theatrics, flopping. Every time Russell Westbrook makes a layup, he slides to the floor. Like, it's just all this pump fake, Nikola Mirotic. It's just. And honestly, it really it makes the officials' jobs kind of hard, to a degree, because it's like,
Right.
how do I know if he's really getting hit for real? Like we don't have time to go look at film and stuff like that. So I have to really make a judgment call, which I honestly
Hmm.
think they can end all of it by, look, flopping, getting a tech for that. All this kicking in the groin, tech for that. But like I said, if you look at Draymond Green, that's what I say. I excuse him this time because he's been warned. But and the only reason I'm excusing him is because if you look at all the clips they show, he's always
He's
kicking his
always
leg
kicking
out.
his foot.
I
Yes.
know.
So it's like it's a habit thing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Dennis Rodman used to kind of kick his leg out
Yeah.
too, but he's kicking kind of high though, so it wasn't in the groin area. But so that's why I say give him a pass.
So
But I think
You
let
gotta
me
stop
ask.
it though,
Hey,
man.
let me ask you guys this, because you know how, what was it, like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when they said we're going to adjust, we're going to fine guys for flopping this
Right.
and that. Have these players adjusted and said, you know what, you can fine us, but we'll just all do it and we'll do more of it. You can't fine us every single time. That's too much
Right.
video to look at. Have they gotten smart and said, we're just going to one up you?
I just think at this point, like there's certain players I know they're not playing anymore, but this is relevant for this. JJ Barea. We all know that he can flop, right? Like, I know he's small, but he flops a little bit, right?
Hey, Lance
Well,
would know. He's a diehard Mavericks fan.
And I will say that he didn't get as many foul calls as like for him, the one that pushes to the rim. He didn't. I think refs just end up punishing him by not giving them calls later. Now, of course, he's not a star by any means, but it's easier to punish players like that. And also, Durant's not a flopper, but it was weird that he didn't get superstar calls. I mean, there was some. I'm not saying he got fouled on some of these, but I was like, man, if this was insert this player here, he probably would have got that foul call.
Are you referring to Game 7 when Iguodala hit him on the arm? I know he clearly got fouled on that one, but what I like, the refs let him play because Iguodala goes down, makes a layup. Durant hit him in the chest, no call.
And he was like this.
Yeah, and he cleared. Yeah, I like that the refs let them play. Like if anybody says the refs gave that game to the Warriors, they're crazy because the refs. That's the best officiated game I've seen the entire.
But also
playoffs.
Remember, Durant used to do that rip through, the pull through.
You know what?
So they punished him for that.
You know what? He did it once this series, and he got 2 shots out of it. And I want to say Draymond Green did it to someone, but he didn't get 2 shots.
Nah.
Why did Durant get 2 shots? Because I thought the rule was now you don't get 2 shots anymore, side out of bounds.
It's just weird. Like I just think ref officiating. It's not just going to be like this is how it is because there's just different refs and they have different philosophies.
I don't know what they're calling because I know Gonzo saw it. You saw it against Cavs and Raptors. I mean, how many times did Kyle Lowry fall and slide across the floor with the basketball and no travel?
And they they got to the point in the arena that when they finally called a foul, all the fans were like clapping like sarcastically.
These refs have been awful.
Because they were like, oh, the Cleveland is doing a great job of not fouling, and then Van Gundy's like, yeah, well, and then they show the clip of, I forgot who got fouled from the Raptors, and they're like, well, yeah, that's one reason why, they didn't call that, but obviously they can't just shit on the refs, it's the bad look.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think we're all ready now. We're gonna give our predict. Well, actually, no. This is one thing, Lance. He sent me this, and we'll do it for both ways. Like the point guards, how are the matchups going to work? Is Kyrie going to guard Steph? Is Steph going to guard Kyrie? What do we think is going to happen with that? Lance, that was yours, so I'm gonna let you take it first.
Like honestly, man, I haven't watched a lot of Cleveland, but last time I checked, Kyrie Irving is just not a good defender, so I don't know how they're going to protect him. I mean. I honestly do not know. Like that's another thing. Like how are they going to protect him? What are they going to run? Like who are they going to switch? Because either way, like Irvin, like he showed in the first game. I think he had like 5 blocks in the first game of the finals last year before he got hurt. Like 4 or 5 blocks, something like that. It was around there, but I mean that's a one-time thing. I don't know consistently how he's going to be able to stay with his man. How are they going to hide him? Like what defense are they going to? What are they going to run to help, like, not just totally expose him?
I don't know if they can. I don't know if he can. They may have to put Kyrie Irving on Curry because if Iguodala, you're not going to put Kyrie Irving on Thompson, Green, or Bogut.
Nope.
So that means you got to put him on. Iguodala's going to post him up, and Iguodala can score on him down there.
Yep.
Iguodala's not a slouch offensively.
No.
So there's, I mean, what do you do? He may have to guard Curry.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard because there's no way because Iggy needs to guard LeBron because ain't no one else on that.
Oh yeah.
Maybe Green every now and then, but no, Iggy's got 85% of the time being LeBron.
Gonzo, who is Kyrie going to guard Curry? Does he have to?
Honestly, nobody can guard Kirby, so I might as well let Kyrie.
Oh, I should say. Phrase that. Is he going to make an attempt?
I mean, I think he has to. He's a point guard and Curry's a point guard. They're going to end up seeing each other on some type of possession regardless, but it's just going to be hard to watch. Well, it's not really, unless you're a Cavs fan.
But they should just go. I think the Warriors have more. They can kind of hide. They can kind of switch Curry around on different guys.
Right. And it's not like he's
you can put him on J.R. Yeah, you can put him on J.R. Smith because J.R. Smith's just looking to shoot a three every time. Just stay home on.
Yep.
Don't leave him. And I'll say this. I've always thought J.R. Smith has one of the prettiest jump shots in that his shot is so damn effortless. Like if you leave him open, good night.
Oh that ain't Roberson right there. He ain't afraid to let it fly.
No.
Yeah.
And even if a hand's up, it's not going to bother him at all. It's gonna be interesting. But I agree with what you said earlier, Lance. The big X factor in this whole series will be Kevin Love, not offensively and defensively.
Yep.
Because we don't know what Kevin Love on offense is going to show up. Is it going to be the Kevin Love that was ass in Game 3 and 4 in Toronto, or will it be the Kevin Love we've seen most of the playoffs? And defensively, this is going to be the toughest matchup he's had. Well, was he guarding Millsap?
Honestly, I didn't really remember that series, man.
Because
I don't remember much of it.
That would have been another tough matchup for him.
Because look, and this is another thing mentally, Steven Adams is a whole nother machine. Can Kevin Love deal with Green's ugly ass messing with him for a 7-game series? I do not know.
Is it just me, or does Draymond Green look like a grown-ass Welvin the Great?
Dude, that dude is annoying as shit, man. Like,
got him.
He does look.
These nuts.
That's what I'm saying. Green is gonna be in his ear. He's gonna be pushing the envelope physically, and that's the thing. I don't know if Love can take it. I never call Love weak. I don't think he's weak or soft, but I mean, you know what I mean. Like I don't want to just call him weak or soft because I mean, for a dude to get offensive rebounds like that, you can't be soft or weak. But I don't know if he can mentally take what Green's gonna give to him. Man, it's gonna be it's gonna be hard to watch.
I doubt Kevin Love is as mentally strong as Steven Adams. I could be wrong.
Steven Adams, the only thing he has going on in his head is a basketball dribbling. Because he gave 2 shits about what Green was doing.
He didn't care. He didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. It's hard to find that.
As nasty as he is on the court, as hard as he plays, man, I bet he's like the nicest dude off the court.
Yeah, you see how nonchalant he is in the interviews? He's so chill.
He's funny as hell, too. That accent is funny, man. I like Steven Adams.
I like him.
Now, let's get to the part I know a lot of us have been waiting for. I'm going to let Gonzo go first. I think I know what he's going to say, but we're going to leave. Gonzo, who wins and in how many games?
Golden State wins in 5.
In 5. Okay. Lance. I know we talked about it. Lance, I know we talked about it, and I know where you were, what you said, but you got to give us a prediction, man. Who wins and how many games?
I told y'all this is not. I told everyone I'm not putting no money on this game. This is going to be a crazier series than you think it's going to be. And to me, it's a coin toss, but just for this show's sake, I'll say Warriors in 7.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I mean, how do you bet against greatness after what they've been doing? But I still think there's a chance that they can lose.
Yeah, I agree. I've said this all year long. How do you beat this team in a best of 7? Most people know how I feel about the Warriors. But I'm going Warriors in 6. I'm going to give Cleveland 2 games. I'm going to give Cleveland 2 just because of LeBron James' greatness. I think they'll get 2, and I think Kyrie Irving will have a couple big games. But now we'll do a little. I know some people want to hear. We'll do a little 2K. The news today: Paul George on the cover, and I guess the rumors are we might get some Olympic teams in there again.
I heard that.
Yeah. Gonzo, what do you think of that?
What do you think about the Cleveland getting 2 games?
No. The NBA 2K17. Paul George on the cover, and the possibility of Olympic teams again.
You know that I'm gonna tell you something. I don't give a damn about who's on the cover. Like a lot of these guys get so hyped about. Like, who cares? Game of the game. The legend of this, I guess. I mean, like, I don't play them for those modes anyway, so I can really care less about any of that. Honestly, they can give me a blank case on it that says NBA 2K17. I'm happy.
You mean like, when you load up the game and like 2K16, you get the little red background and all it says is NBA 2K16.
I would be fine with that. You know, I'm just like I said,
Nice.
I just want 2K to sell me. I want 2K to sell me good gameplay, better gameplay.
What about the possibility? What about the possibility of the Olympic teams again?
I could give a care less about that too.
Yeah, I don't really play those.
I'm going to say this. I think it will be cool, only if, like they had Charles Barkley in the last one. But if they get Charles in the Olympics, now do they put him on that 84-85 Philly squad?
Or Reggie Miller.
Yes. Well, Reggie has to agree. Charles agreed last time. He'd probably do it again. I don't know what the holdup is on Reggie agreeing to this.
And Chris Webber too, right?
Yeah, he was in it in, was it 2K12? Or was it 2K? Yeah, Webber was on the Kings.
When they did the first Legend teams, right?
2K12? No, the second year.
Oh, okay.
2K11 was the first time that it was 2K12, I believe Webber was in. That's when they put the Kings in there and that Run TMC Warrior team.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I hope they put. I want that. Like, I think I speak for damn near everybody. Let's get the 92-93 Suns. Let's get one of those crazy Reggie Miller teams. I think everybody would like it. I like the classic team.
I mean, and I'm with Gonzo. I mean, I'll just say I love Paul George on the cover because everyone's like, Curry, what about Curry? I was like, dude, Curry was on it last year. I hate it when they.
Well,
it was a team cover, I know.
Yeah.
But
not really.
He was on the cover.
There were 3 different choices.
Right. But they're interchangeable though. Like you can put whoever you wanted.
2K12 was a real team cover.
Right. Which I don't mind. I mean, Paul George is a beautiful story, man. He came back. I mean, honestly, they should have won that series, the first round. So, I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get it over the $80 or whatever Kobe edition. So.
You're gonna buy the Kobe edition?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna buy the Paul George.
No, absolutely. I agree.
Because the Kobe edition is gonna have Kobe my team card and 20,000 VC, and that's gonna make it like
I don't play my team.
I don't either. And I'm a pre-order, so usually when you pre-order, you already get VC, so I don't need to spend extra on VC.
Yeah. I want to throw something in here. It's not NBA related. I know Lance is a wrestling guy. I see his tweets. I don't know about Gonzo. Goldberg, WWE 2K17. Come on, Lance.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. I don't mind it. I mean, I was never big, but I know what he represents. He's like a freaking beast. He's like WCW's version of.
That's right. You're younger than us, so you don't remember Goldberg too much. Well, Goldberg was my guy.
Yeah, even then, though, I just didn't watch WCW unless my uncle had it on. I was more of a WWF guy.
How old were you during those Monday Night Wars, like 98, 99?
I was like 8 or 9, so that's what I'm saying. I vaguely remember things. Yeah.
I was in high school. So
no, Goldberg is pretty much their Brock Lesnar in WCW. He was kind of like.
I remember, and I don't mean to go on some crazy tangent here, but I remember it was my junior year of high school when Goldberg beat Hollywood Hogan for the WCW title on Monday Nitro, which was huge. And I wish WWE would go back to where titles exchanged on Raw.
Yeah, or when they meant something.
Yeah, you actually got title matches where it could exchange hands on Raw. It'd give you at least a couple of them a year. The last time I remember the title changing was when the Miz won it in that was at the end of 2010. He won it.
Well, I know the
He cashed
Intercontinental
in.
title changed on Raw after WrestleMania.
Nobody cares about it. We're talking about the WWE.
That's what I'm saying. No one cares about titles anymore because it's all about the person that carries it.
I think the Miz was the last person to win a title on Raw, and that was I want to say he first won it. Was that 2010? I think it was 2010, and it was either Randy Orton or John Cena he beat because he cheated and cashed in his Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I like it. It's cool. I mean, I doubt he comes back to WWE because he's been saying like,
who, Goldberg?
Yeah, he's been talking a lot of crap.
I think he'll give one match. He always said, because he's always said, if the money's right and his son wants him to do one more.
Right.
And he said if his son really wants him to do it, he'll do it.
Right. Because his kids have never seen him wrestle.
He's still in phenomenal shape.
Right. Well, he'll come back before Stone Cold can. Have you seen Stone Cold? He's out of shape, man.
Yeah, but he's got a neck injury, so I don't think we're going to see him.
Well, we could. Yeah. Never mind. I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far.
Hey, you know what? I'm going to not. Man, maybe we'll do a wrestling show, Lance.
Yeah, I mean, I still keep up with it. I don't watch it a lot, but I still follow. I follow people that watch it and know how to critique it right. It's hard to watch recently, man. The only reason I watched it a couple weeks ago is because Seth Rollins came back, and that's the only reason. And they messed that up. Man,
hey, that's why. See, I was like, it was WrestleMania. I took advantage of the free month.
Right. Oh, that shit was horrible, man.
The only reason I ordered is because that rumor came out that Goldberg was going to show up. So I'm like, man, let me order this shit. I'll pay. It's free. I want to see Goldberg, but that didn't happen. So.
Bunch of injuries too, man. So the injuries really messed up the event.
Yeah.
I just hated that the Shane McMahon ended up still running Raw pretty much, even though he lost. I don't.
Yeah.
The logic in wrestling is bad. That's why it's hard. I know it's not real, like it's staged, but still, I should think the logic should be there. And the logic's just not there. Don't make no sense. There's not that much consequence in things anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think we should close this up here because I know people got all the internets out there. They got to get up and go to work in the morning. I'm off for the next 3 months, so I don't have that problem.
Man.
Yeah. The beauty of working in the public school system. And the way it's dope because the way they set up my paydays, I get paid during the summer, even though it's just deferred. So it's not like I'm getting paid to do nothing.
Right.
But it is nice.
I'll be working in the morning, and I'll be here.
Tomorrow night, everybody, we're gonna game time. It's 8:00, but they always do intro 8. That's so 9:00 Eastern. It'll start. You do the intro. So I'm hoping. So 11:30 Central Time. We'll jump on here. We'll give a little post-game show for everybody. Lance will be back. Gonzo. I'll have my man Byron. Hopefully Mike will be back on tomorrow. So we'll have a good show for everyone tomorrow night. Give our thoughts on the game. Any shout-outs? Gonzo, I'll let you go first.
I want to give a shout-out to Sim Nation, man. Shout-out to you guys, man, for having me on the show. Hey, shout-out to WWE for that 2K17 cover, man. Because, hey, Goldberg, my favorite wrestler.
Yes. Because Gonzo's he's my generation, so he knows.
I was like,
Goldberg is the dude.
Money on WCW, man. Oh man,
yes.
WCW used to have epic battles on Monday nights. Like, man, they battles used to be like some of the best, man. Like the Psycho Sid, one of those guys. So yeah, man. Shout out to WWE for that, man. Shout out to everybody in Sim Nation, man. Shout out to NYC The Future, man, and Lil Spaz. Shout out to the Czar. Shout out to Pete Toad, man, too, man. Shout out to OG. Shout out to Big Mama.
All right, Lance.
Shout out to Let's keep this going.
Any shout-outs, Lance? I know you got some.
Pretty much everyone that's watching this, I want to give a shout-out to Pete. I know he's been going through some stuff, man. Hold your head. I've been in your inbox. I love you, bro. Everyone that in Sim Nation, everyone getting ready for 2K. Other than that, man, it's just I love y'all, man. I love coming on here and talking ball because, man, I tell you what, I can't always talk basketball with people at work because they don't know shit.
Hey, man, that's why we do it, man. Hey, people can talk it, but they may not know shit.
Bro,
What's up, Gonzo? Bro, like, I mean, there's so,
I
like,
feel the same way.
yeah, man, like, there's a select few people at work, and then after that, all right, you just saw this game, so now you know shit. Like, other than that, there's always select few people you can't talk about. Other than that, it's just people just have an opinion, have an
So,
opinion.
everybody's an NBA coach, right?
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that's how it is, man. But hey, let me shout out Pete Toll, of course, Byron, Mike, Big Czar, OG, man. Anybody, if I forgot anybody, my apologies. I'm gonna get all y'all in there.
Books.
But yeah, oh yeah, books, absolutely. The RWDC, can't forget.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Westbrook.
I can't wait for the next Sim Hangout where we get to hear
Yeah.
Books go in on what happened. I'm ready for it. I think everybody in the Sim Nation is ready to hear his opinion. That's all I'm gonna say about that. We love you, Books. It's all love, man. But until we'll be back tomorrow night after the game. So get ready to check us out. Until tomorrow night. Peace.